Today we worked on the fence, so I'm going to flip the camera to show you what we got going on. Hey guys, I'm so excited for today's video. I wanted to show you the progress that we've been making in the garden today. And we will do more progress videos with the landscape progress, some tours of the garden. Today we worked on the fence. So I'm going to flip the camera to show you what we got going on. Okay, so you can see here I have the cattle panel fencing. So we bought some cattle panel here, and as you can see, it's different than the chicken wire. It's a lot thicker, a lot sturdier, very sturdy. And I don't really recommend chicken wire because it's just a little too flimsy in my opinion. So we have coated these beds with boiled linseed oil. This right here is an untreated 2x4. So we are working on getting all of this wood preserved. And the way we're going to do that, one of our friends mentioned the technique Shosugiban. I'll put it up on the description, but it's where you use a torch and you literally torch the beds. You don't burn them down, but it'll scorch the outside part of the beds. It's a Japanese type of method, I believe. I don't know a ton about it, but he was saying you can actually use that and it works very effectively at being able to treat the beds. I am going to also put a piece of 2x4 up here that connects these two to help give rigidity, but also to help just make it more decorative. And then I'm going to put some corner bracing, again, for structural purposes. And what I mean by corner bracing is just 2x4s that are diagonal that way. And that'll make it look more decorative, but also it'll give this structure just a little more strength for the wind and whatnot. And again, so we do have issues with deer here, so that's why we're doing fencing all around. We're going to be doing it all around the garden. And then the nice perk behind this is that we're going to use it as a trellis as well. So we'll be planting stuff right here the whole way, the whole perimeter. And we'll be able to use it as a trellis for flowering annuals, flowering vines, for vegetables. It can even be for tomatoes. We can train tomatoes to go up that. Honestly, anything vining, climbing that needs trellising, we have so much trellis options because of this, and that'll be great. We also have learned that deer can jump high, but they don't really jump far or wide. So that is why we added these beds here. One, to make it look like part of the landscape. So we've carved out a bed here. We're going to add some mulch, and then we'll be adding some perennials, some annuals, some flowering annuals. We love growing at our nursery the Proven Winners plants. So we'll be adding a lot of those. So right here, some perennials that we are growing right now. We will probably shove them in here somewhere, and a whole bunch of flowering annuals to make it look beautiful, but also to add some depth here so that a deer won't risk. It'll say, no, it's too deep. I don't want to jump that. And then here you can see we have an opening to the garden. This is about 8 feet. We're going to probably do some sort of arch system here with some climbing roses that we bought from David Austin Roses. They are, I think, the The roses are called strawberry something. I'll put it up in the description, but they're beautiful. Those just big, giant roses on either side, and then I'll figure out some sort of gate situation here. That's the next thing I have to figure out. So we're finalizing the placement of all of these beds so that we can just decide on it and start filling them up. As you can see here, we have filled one up today. We were so excited. We will show you what all or how we fill our raised beds, and then we're thinking of planting garlic here. So we'll show you that progress as well. But here you can see what it'll look like on the inside with the cattle panel. Before we had an idea of a different type of fence, and it just made the garden seem a little too closed in. So I think once we have the 2x4s more like they're scorched with that torch method, they have a little more color, and then we have the top pieces and the diagonal pieces. I think this will look a lot more decorative, and especially when we have plants, you won't even be able to see the structure. So I think that'll be beautiful. We have, again, a ton of beds here. We've been gardening for a long time, but we really decided in this garden here at the new place, we really wanted to invest in something that was simple for us, enjoyable. I don't know about you guys, if you have gardened before and you've kind of just not wanted to because it was just too messy or too hard to deal with weeds or whatnot. So we really did invest in something that felt doable for us. We really love raised beds for the ease of, you can control the soil. Right away you can just stick stuff in the soil and you know you have good soil. You can add fertilizer, you can, all those things. So you don't have to really work like you do when you do in-ground planting. And here in the south, if you know, we have some beautiful red clay. I'll show you right here. We've been working on covering that red clay. Down there you can see all of that. And we've been working on putting some gravel down. Even in the garden, we have this pea gravel here. We know that you will have issues with weeds, but we'll make some videos on how we deal with the weeds and all of that. But yeah, so today we got some, I think 3 panels for the fencing or cattle panels in. We'll work on in the next week trying to finish that up, and then adding some dirt, getting the arches in, the roses, and there's so much to do, but it's so exciting. We've been wanting to get our hands in the dirt and do a whole bunch of things like that. So I just wanted to show you the progress. In the next videos, there's just more to come. And we're excited for you guys to kind of join along with us and not just share our excitement, but we want you guys to feel inspired that it doesn't have to be this giant scale, right? You don't have to do things like we do in terms of this giant scale. We hope that everything we do here is inspirational to you, or just even getting an idea of planting combinations, or even if you do a small section with the cattle paneling, or if you have problems with deer, it's a great idea to use that. Or even if you need some trellising, cattle paneling works great for that, for trellising. So anyway, yeah, we'll keep you updated in the progress and all of that. We will see you guys in the next video. Take care.